Well, at the moment, the Cricket T20 World Cup set to be staged here in Australia. We are none the wiser as to whether or not it will be going ahead in October, November. There is a decision pending, and we will know, we imagine, by the end of this week. One man very keen to find out whether it is happening is the guy that will be captaining Australia at their home World Cup, and that's Aaron Finch. Aaron, we really appreciate your time on Sports Sunday. Any breaking news? Have you got any inside word on whether or not it will be happening, mate?
Thanks for having me. No, not as yet. I think all the players, we're just waiting to see what happens. I think in regards to the logistics of it, I think it's going to be incredibly difficult. But so you can understand the ICC's decision to sort of postpone how or when they make that call. But just logistically getting 15 other countries into Australia and making sure that all the quarantining and everyone's as safe as they can is incredibly difficult. So, yeah, like everyone, we're still just waiting with bated breath.
Is there a way that you could see a World Cup happening, whether or not it is obviously more than likely without crowds or limited crowds, and then how it would work venue-wise, maybe limiting it to one or two here in Australia?
Yeah, again, I think that comes down to how the COVID scenario sort of plays out over the next couple of weeks in Australia. Obviously, here in Melbourne, we're locked down a bit more than everywhere else, so it makes it a situation where you're not sure if it's going to be viable to have it in Melbourne, if other states are going to get into the same position that we are in over the coming week. So honestly, we're just waiting and sort of we do what we can, and we're still training away with our states and preparing as if that's going to go ahead. But until there's a call made, I think that it's going to be a difficult one though.
Well, Aaron, what sort of preparation is going on at the moment? What are you actually doing for training? You are locked down, as I imagine a lot of the other guys are. What are you actually doing for training at the moment?
At the moment, with Victoria, we're still able to train as a group, obviously with the social distancing and all the protocols of temperature checks and all the monitoring stuff that goes along with the new normal. So I think that from our point of view, we've just been training pretty normally. We've just got back into skills in the last sort of 10 days with Victoria. I think the other states have been a little bit ahead of us in that regard. But, yeah, it's almost been business as usual. There's a lot of people doing it tough out there. So for us to be able to continue training as professional cricketers is pretty nice and a luxury that's not lost on us.
Aaron, whatever you say, I'll go no further than Channel 9, all the world's cricket media, Sydney Morning Herald and The Age. But in the quiet of the night, as you're trying to get to sleep and staring at the cracks in the ceiling, do you ever give in to quiet frustration and shake your fists at the heavens above that, you know, here you are, you're at the height of your game, you're captaining the lot, you've got better figures than ever, you're all dressed up with nowhere to go. Are you very deeply frustrated?
I think in the first couple of weeks, I think it was actually a bit of relief, not for myself or just for cricket in general, or for Australian cricket in general. I think the amount of cricket that had been played over the last couple of years, to be able to sit back and sort of take a deep breath and refresh your mind and recharge, I think was really important. I think having guys on the go for 12 months of the year after year, it's not the longevity of players. And at the end of the day, we want the best players in the world being available for longer. So to have that mental break, and I know for me personally, to be able to dedicate sort of 3, 4, 5 months to my fitness and working on that, because over the last 8, this is the first time I've had a pre-season with Victoria in 8 years. So when you just get into the mode of play, travel all around the world, hopping from competition to competition with Australian duties as well, it makes it tough to try and look after your body and mentally refresh at any stage. So no, I wasn't frustrated. I think that there's a lot bigger issues out there than whether you're playing well at the time and you want to keep continuing to try and get some runs.
Aaron, Georgina here from Big Issues to Bigger Issues. Saliva on the ball looks like a no-go, and the English, I'm reading, thinking about back sweat on the ball. Have you guys given this much thought and conversation in the squad?
Back sweat?
Back sweat.
What is back sweat?
Yeah, I'm not sure about back sweat.
What is back sweat?
Logistically hard to reach around.
No, I won't be doing that, I can guarantee you. But I think the no saliva on the ball doesn't affect the one day or the white ball whatsoever. I think that the amount that it swings first up is 2 or 3 overs, and then after that it gets pretty straight and maybe some reverse swing at the end. But you've got 2 new balls, so the shining of the ball and the buffing has probably gone out of it a little bit in that game. With the red ball, I think there'll be other ways around it. I think you can shine it really hard with no saliva or sweat or anything, and you can still get a decent shine and keep that bat first ball contest as sharp as it can be, because the last thing you want is a really one-sided game. That's not good for anyone. I don't particularly enjoy watching that if it's a batter-dominated game. So I think having that contest and just finding other ways, whether it's your brow, that certainly won't be back sweat from me, I can tell you.
Aaron, the other big issue in the world at the moment, certainly for yourself, is the possible banning of TikTok. What are you and Dave Warner going to do if it is banned?
Oh, I don't know what Davey's going to do. He's been red hot. I think a lot of people have unfollowed him over the last couple of weeks because he's just flooding everything with TikToks. But as you can see there, my wife got me into it. She was desperate for me to try and do something. That's not my game. I sit after 9 of them.
Don't blame the wife, mate. Come on.
You said yes.
Absolutely, I have to. I did say yes. I said that I'd never do it, and I succumbed after about a week. But I'll put the cue in the rack after a week or so of them.
Aaron, back on the issue of scheduling and obviously the talk of the no T20 World Cup later this year. If it doesn't happen, the IPL is set to move its tournament into that spot. The Indian Premier League. India is a country at the moment, 3rd in the world for confirmed cases of coronavirus. Would you be comfortable, because you are part of the Bangalore Royal Challengers team, headed up by Virat Kohli, would you be more comfortable if you were going to be partaking in the IPL, it being played somewhere outside of India?
I think it's going to come down to what's the safest for everyone involved. And I think having world cricket the way that it is at the moment, just getting the game back up and running in the UK with the England versus West Indies Test match, I think that there's going to be a lot of compromise and a lot of give and take over the next probably 12 to 18 months from all cricket parties, whether you turn up to a tour late and you don't have the ideal preparation. I think that's quite irrelevant at the moment. I think the health of the global game is what is most important. And if that is shifting the IPL, there's people in a lot better position than me to be able to make that call or make that judgment. I think that it just comes down to the safety of as many or of everyone involved. What's logistically manageable and also global cricket being back up and running in any form. I think that's the most important thing.